What's going on? Alby with Alby Gonzalez Fitness, and you've seen the title of the video. You know why you're here. Top worst muscle building mistakes. These are the things that you should be avoiding. Beginners do this, intermediate, advanced, pros, you name it. These are mistakes that a lot of people make. At first glance, you're going to notice that a lot of these may not even look like mistakes, but once I explain why, you will understand. And that's why so many people get confused and so many people are always doing these mistakes. So let's jump into it. So the first one is you don't follow a program. Now in the diagram here, you're going to see I have a nice little split here. We got chest, triceps, backs, biceps, abs. You may look at this and say, well, this looks like a program. This is not an actual program. And I'm going to explain to you why. When you look at it, it looks like a program, but there's no way to scale here. There's no way to tell how you're progressing in your workout program, right? You're just saying, I'm going to train chest, and then next Monday I'm going to train chest again. How do you know if you're getting stronger? Are you planning to get stronger? Because your workouts need to be planned. For example, what I would change here to make it a complete program is I would add the type of exercise I'm going to do. I'm going to do bench press, I'm going to do incline, I'm going to do flies for chest. I'm going to do 10 sets of 10, and then next week I'm going to try to increase the weight by 10 to 15 pounds, and now that's how I'm going to progress. And now you have a goal, you have a clear vision of how your workout program should be, and you can scale it and you could progress. So that is one of the number worst muscle building mistakes that people make. Let's move on to the next one here. The next one is eating too much junk food. Now this is one that has become very, very popular, especially since more and more people now are being educated when it comes to counting your macronutrients, counting calories. The problem is a lot of people are out there spewing wrong information. They're saying things like, well, if you want to lose weight, you just want to eat less calories. If you want to gain weight, you eat more calories. Now that is true, but it is not completely true, okay? The reason is this: not every calorie is created equal. If you ate 1,000 calories worth of sugary foods compared to somebody who ate things that had vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, who do you think is going to perform better? Who do you think is going to get better results? Who do you think is going to live a healthier lifestyle, right? It's common sense, yet there's a lot of people out there who are always just saying, oh, it's just the calories matter. No, the calories are the measurement of energy, but you still want to make sure you're giving yourself the proper amount of energy. When you're counting your macros, when you're doing your calories, you want to do it with good food. You don't want to be eating, ding-dongs and dong-dongs and hot dogs and burgers. You want to be eating good foods with high nutritional value, things with vitamins, electrolytes, good sources of proteins that have all different kinds of amino acids, so they're complete proteins so that your body could use them. There's a lot that goes into that, okay? So that's number 2. Number 3. You don't get enough sleep. Sleep is so important. When you sleep, that is when your body repairs itself. That is when your body takes all the protein, it releases all the hormones. This is when your body starts to rebuild those muscle tissues that you tore throughout the day and that's the building process. So, when you're not sleeping, you're not building, okay? It is part of the plan. In order to grow, in order to get to the fitness level you're looking for, you are going to need to rest. You are going to need your sleep so that your body can properly recover. Let's go to number 4 now. Number 4, not drinking enough water. You should always be hydrated, okay? People think they drink enough water, but in reality, you should be drinking about 8 bottles of water per day. That is like what is recommended. You can get away with a little bit less if you're adding electrolytes to that, because that's going to help you replenish and hydrate yourself. But rule of thumb is always drink about 6 to 8 bottles a day, and not all in one shot. You want to do it throughout the day. You want to keep your body nice and hydrated. Keep in mind, your muscle is inside this water, right? So if you're not drinking water, it's like shriveled in there. You're not going to look this pump. You're not going to have enough energy because your muscle is dry. It needs hydration. So drink water, my friends. Number 5, not doing compound movements. Now, Compound movements, as we see here, we have deadlifts, bent over rows, pull-ups, overhead press, squats, bench press, any exercise that's going to use multiple muscle groups, okay? The reason you want to do these because it's going to force your body to recruit a bunch of different muscle groups, which is going to create more hormones in your body, more growth hormone, more testosterone. It's going to help you grow bigger and stronger because your body is learning how to use more energy in order to do a lift. Compound movements also are really good with increasing your strength in other compound movements, which is going to lead to gaining more muscle, which having more muscle on your frame leads to a faster metabolism and allows you to burn calories faster, which is going to naturally make you leaner. Number 6. Overtraining. This is something that some people say there's no such thing. Overtraining is a myth. I'm here to tell you overtraining is real and people do it all the time. One of the ways that you can overtrain, and you're probably thinking, well, I'm not even training that hard. Am I overtraining? And the answer to that is you could be overtraining even if you feel you're not training that hard, because keep in mind, if you're not eating the foods that your body needs in order to recover and you're not sleeping and resting in order for your body to recover, guess what? You run a chance of overtraining because you are training more than your body is able to recover. So that's really what overtraining is. So even if you're only training 4 days a week, you're like, there's no way I can overtrain. I mean, there's a possibility you still could overtrain. If your workouts are feeling more sluggish, the pump's not there, your strength is dying down, those are signs of overtraining. That means you have to rest. And if you feel like you're getting enough rest, maybe it's your nutrition. So these are things that you should always be focusing on. Number 7, poor form. Now, with poor form comes injury. The reason that you're so injury prone when you're doing poor form is because A, you're doing a lot more weight than your body can handle. You're doing it in a way, in a movement that is not a natural movement. Whether it's jerking, you could hurt your lower back. You can tear a bicep if you're curling too heavy. Your shoulder, dislocate your shoulder. There's a lot of injuries that can happen when you're just throwing heavy weight around. Keep in mind, your body, okay, is meant to protect you. If you're lifting weight, okay, that's a lot heavier than your tendons can handle, what happens is your muscle's going to relax. Your muscle relaxes so it doesn't tear. The problem with that is if you're just throwing weight around and you're not controlling it and that muscle relaxes mid-set, guess what? That weight is coming straight down, snap city, you're done for. Not only that, when you're not performing proper form, you're not really getting that extension and flexion of the muscle that's necessary in order to build it correctly. And let's move on to the next one here. Number 8, you're not using enough weight. Like I mentioned in number 1 in the program, if you're not tracking the weight that you are doing, you could run into this here where you're just not training hard enough. You're working out, what I call exercising. You're exercising. You're just going to the gym, you're throwing up a few sets here and there, a few reps, and you think you got a workout, but again, you're not progressing because you're not keeping track of your weight. One way that you know that if you're not doing enough weight is you're doing maybe reps of 15 and you're resting 30 seconds and you're back at it again. You're probably using less weight. You're probably not using enough weight. You really want to be doing something where you're struggling at that 8 to 12 rep. And I'm talking about like you're trying to squeeze that last one out, where you really need that minute rest to recover so that you can hit another, 8 to 10 reps. Okay, that's how you know that you're doing enough weight. Also, if you're tracking your progress. Number 9, you don't train your back. Your back, especially for men, is one of the things that's going to make you look bigger, wider. It's going to bring out your shoulders, your lats. You always see people doing the imaginary lat syndrome with no back action. That is one of the most neglected body parts. People think that legs are neglected. No, my friends. I think back is the number 1 most neglected. I see guys with huge legs with a flat back. They look like a wall when they turn around. Nothing there. Invisible. Imaginary lats. This is one of those body parts that not a lot of people train. Not a lot of people like doing pull-ups, bent over rows. The back is a very big, strong muscle, and it requires a lot from you in order for it to grow and to stimulate it. So not a lot of people like to train back. They like to do their chest, arms, legs. But again, like I mentioned, this is going to be something that's going to help you boost your strength, your testosterone levels, your hormone levels, and make you look bigger. And then the last one, you're not eating enough protein. And what do I mean by that? A lot of people think that they're eating enough protein, but the real question is, are you eating the correct amount of protein? The correct type of proteins, okay? Not every protein is created equal. And the way a protein works, that's what your body uses in order to repair its muscle, right? But here's the trick. Here's the secret though. Your body's not going to use every gram of protein. It's only going to use complete proteins. And these complete proteins need all the essential amino acids. So if you're not eating a good combination of different proteins, this is why I mentioned earlier, you cannot just be eating whatever. You have to be eating foods that are high in good sources of protein, good sources with the essential amino acids. Because if you're not doing that, your body's not going to be able to use these proteins. So that's what we mean when we say you're not eating enough protein. You're not eating enough of the right proteins that are complete proteins. All because you eat 100 grams of protein does not mean that you are eating enough protein. You could be eating 20 grams of protein and taking more of those 20 grams than if you ate 100. If you ate 100 of just donuts and drinking milk and all the cheese and all these proteins that may not have all the essential amino acids, you're not going to be able to absorb them and use them correctly. You want to eat things like eggs, oatmeal. Maybe you can supplement it with some amino acids in order to bind those proteins and make them complete. But that's what we mean by that. Anyways, my friends, I hope you found this video informative. I hope this helps you with your fitness journey. Let me know at the bottom if I missed any other mistakes that you found yourself doing as a beginner. Don't forget to subscribe, share my video, and hit that notification button so you don't miss any of my new videos. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the love and support, and peace out.